G'day everyone. I snuck on early. How are yous? Let me know if you can hear me okay and see me okay. Make sure my lips are moving to the thing. Craig Tompkinson, evening everyone from Cape York, heading to Western Australia next week. Wow. What's that one? Use iPhone as a webcam. No, piss off. Just said, do you want to use your iPhone as a webcam? Why would I want to do that? Anyway, geez, I ask you some stupid shit computers, don't they? Hope you're all well, everyone. Wednesday night. Hope you're all good. Don't know if I didn't see anyone else that was coming on tonight, so I thought I'd sneak on and ask how much rainfall has been. Yeah, it pissed down this afternoon, real heavy for about 20 minutes. But I checked the weather before, and they reckon it might fine up from Friday for a few days. So, boy, we need it. It's wettest year I can remember. Not as in quantity of rain, it's in just lack of fine days. It's been ridiculous. And everyone up here is saying the same thing. Not just Innisfail, the whole of far north Queensland saying, I've just never seen it so wet for so long. Usually we had heavy rain, then it fines up for a week or whatever. Then heavy rain again, we get our rainfall that way. But boy, oh boy, I can't even get my four-wheel drive down the backyard at the moment without churning all the. It's just wet. Anyway, don't want to talk about the rain. That's why I went out west for 4 days and copped some really nice weather out there around Mount Surprise. We'll talk about that tonight, guys, about the camping trip. Who else we got on? Terry and Robin G are on, everyone. Nikki Slade's on. The Oliver family's on. Marky Lavelle, g'day, mate. How are you? Time to come south for a stint. Yeah, we'll be down there in August, mate, for the Legends thing, and I'm going to do some other stuff there, which is what Gidgy Gorilla's doing at the moment, guys. We'll speak about him. G'day, Rob. How are you? Rob Richmond from Australian Camping and Four Wheel Drives is on with the blue spanner, everyone. Ros will be out there on the iPad with the blue spanner too. She lurks around in the background, keeping an eye on everything. Tony Purdy, g'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Tony was out camping the other day. He had almost snow. There was ice on his dot trailer. Unbelievable. Looked bloody cold, mate. Boy, oh boy. It's raining near Kalgunna on the Nullarbor. I saw something on the news today. They reckon there's wet rain coming across from southwestern Australia, which need the rain over there. West Aussies need the rain. And it's going to go across the whole of Australia. On the news this morning, on the weather, I've never seen it where the whole continent of Australia is going to be covered in rain at the one time. Incredible. So there's rain coming which is good, for the sandgropers, and they need it. Australia Adventure. G'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Koiguna. Speak English, Nikki Slade. What's that? Koiguna. I don't know what that is. It's the name of a place by the looks of it. Emphiz saying g'day to everyone. G'day, Emphiz. Nags is on. Finally got the night off. Hope everyone's well. Exactly right. Carl's on. G'day, mate. How are you? The Nomadic. The Nomadic. There's some new names coming on, which I love seeing. I love seeing new names coming on. Scotty Jennings is on. That might be slacking with a false name. Or Trev Kelly, the Nomadic Yowie. That is a great name, mate. Welcome. I have not seen that name before. Maybe it has been. If you're new to the channel, welcome, mate. Anyone with a name like that is welcome. Tharge Roberts is on, the Nomadic Yowie. I love it. There's some great names. Scruffy Bollocks. There's some good ones on here, let me tell you. Pablo, going to Roma, and then Mitchell west of Brisbane on Wednesday, just 5 days. It's going to rain out there, is it? Wow. Out the Roma there, where Fisherman Fecky used to live, guys. It's Chrissy Anderson. It's Chrissy Anderson who's the Nomadic Yowie. Hey, Chris, how are you, mate? The Nomadic Yowie. Right. I love it. That's a great name. At least I know who you are now, mate. I'll probably Yeah, I'm a bit slow, mate, I think. Buck, we're heading, Pete McMurtry, heading to Eddie Bay on the 15th. What's the chances of dry weather for 5 days? Buckley's, and you know the other one, Pete. You know the other one. And it's the initials are FA. Buckley's and FA. To having 5 days in a row of fine weather up here. Give yourself an uppercut, Pete. That has never been heard of, ever. Steve's on from Saw Adventures. All the legends are on, guys, except the Maniac. He'll come on right towards the end because he'll be asleep at the moment. Joey hasn't woken him up yet. Nathan's on. Is he Nathan Schilling? Yeah, Nathan's on. G'day. My daughter Chloe says g'day to everyone. G'day, Chloe. How are you? And I'm waiting for someone to come on so we can do a special shout out. And when I see the name, I'll say it. But I haven't seen a name come on yet, so because we've got to do a special shout out for her son. Black Diamond 4x4. G'day, how's it hanging? Good, mate. Black Diamond 4x4. Martini's Adventures again. Buffering, am I? Billy Buffer. Yeah, he's 100%. By Slacken and Trev Kelly love, and Danny Bowes is getting in on it now. Freddie Boots, they're all in on the Yowie things at the moment. It's bloody funny. I have a laugh every time I see anything to do with the Yetis and the Yowies and that. Phil is on, the Maniac. Joey did wake him up. G'day, Phil. How are you? I was just saying, Phil's probably asleep in the lounge chair and he'll come on right towards the end like he used to. I said Joey didn't wake him up, but Joey must have woken up. Nathan saying, my daughter's staying for the night and wanted to say g'day. G'day, Nathan's daughter. What's her name again, Nathan? And we'll give her a shout out, mate. What's your daughter's name? I should know that. You've probably mentioned it a million times to me, and I can't remember because I've got a terrible memory. Steve W's on up in the mother country. G'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well up there. Hope you're real well. It's freezing. Wow. Yep. Jack Turtle's on, everyone. G'day, Jack. Hi, Luke, Terry, Phil. It's going to be fast for me. Everyone's saying g'day. Chloe. Remember you saying that before, Nathan. How's me memory, mate? G'day, Chloe. Everyone give Chloe a thumbs up. Nathan's young daughter, Chloe, staying with Dad tonight. Chloe, g'day to everyone. Everyone's going to give you a thumbs up in the chat room. So everyone give Chloe, young Chloe, a thumbs up, everyone. Say g'day to her. It's buffering. Yeah, not much I can do, Lorna. We're just going to have to deal with it, mate. Eh? It might come good. We'll see what happens. If it's not me mouth not moving to the words, it's buffering. Yeah, Pablo, camping has been good, mate. Nags, everyone, should I boot Nags from the chat room right now? He's gone, go the Blues. I think we should boot him from the chat room. Pump Koala's on. Hey, Toddy, how are you? The Diddly Donk from Launceston is on, saying g'day to Roz, but didn't say g'day to me. Lukey Reed, I'm going to punt you from the live feed as well for not saying, says g'day to Roz, but not me. How rude of Lukey Reed, everyone. Who else we got on here? I used to live next door to the original Yowie, Hunter Rex Gilroy. I've never heard of him. Hunter Rex Gilroy. No, that's a new one on me. That must be a southern thing, that one. My family's chat is Yowie Central. Bloody Slacken loves anything to do with Sasquatch or the Yeti or Yowie or whatever. Slacken's always posting shit up. Trev Kelly and now Danny Boots is in on it as well. Get out and chase some crabs. I do not eat those filthy crustaceans, mate. I don't eat anything out of the water, and they bite your fingers off when you try and pick them up. The ones up here in North Queensland are very flexible. I know you're supposed to get them, but I've had them. I've got them, and I've seen their nipper come right back. They are flexible, those North Queensland crabs, and I reckon they can reach right over and latch on. So I'm a bit of buffer in here in Perth. Not much I can do, mate, unless I end the stream and start again, which is an absolute pain in the arse. So if it gets any worse, we'll just call it quits. Freddie Boots is on. Speaking of which, that Danny put a thing on about Sasquatch. They played a trick on him, the campers, and he come back with a big python and threw it in their caravan. It was funny. That was a good one, Danny, that one you put up. Mike Blakely's on, saying good morning from Colorado. G'day, Mike. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. So we got Steve W on up in the UK. Mike's on from the US. Good stuff. All the regular faces are popping up. We'll do a few more shout-outs. Debbie, my word. Chloe, yeah, giving Chloe. Anthony Wicks. Everyone's giving Chloe the thumbs up now. That's great to see. And that's because I'm 5 minutes behind on the chat. I'm just scrolling down now. Yeah, everyone's giving Nathan's little girl, Chloe. So Peter Bates is on. G'day, Peter. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. Saying g'day to everyone. And as I said, I'm just waiting for another person to pop up so we can do another quick shout out, but I haven't seen it come on yet. So, no, it's all good. What I wanted to come on about, I've been out. Mike said he's doing well. Great to hear, Mike. Really good to hear. Did you get your flags? I had a thing saying they arrived and that. What else did you win? The hoodie or something on it. The Townsville Chiefs hoodie has arrived in Colorado. Yeah, thinking of Bobby Asser with that bloody red belly black that he brings. I hope he leaves that behind on the next one. I'm going to bring a real one. I'm going to bring a bloody North Queensland Taipan, a real one, and let it go in his bloody caravan. I don't think Kim will be real impressed with me if I do that. But if I get Asser, it'll be worth it. Nathan saying, you're all, oh, that's good, Nathan. Oh, it's good to see. You're all a great bunch. Just made my 9-year-old girl's night. Good stuff. Chloe, I hope you have a good night with Dad, darling. So, good, excellent. Yep. I sent Mike over. Mike won the Townsville Chiefs hoodie, I think it was. Yeah, it was the hoodie, Mike, I think. And I sent Mike a Aussie flag, Australian Army flag, the white ensign, which is the white Australian flag, Mike, is flown on warships of the Royal Australian Navy. So they always fly. Our warships fly the Australian national flag up the front at the bow and at the stern. How's me knowledge going for an army guy? Knowing bow and stern. And down the back, they fly the white ensign, mate, the Australian white ensign, we call it. And the red ensign, the red Australian flag, is flown by our merchant ships. So, yeah. And what else did I send you? I think I sent you a boxing kangaroo too, didn't I? Yeah, so that's good. Hope you got it, mate. Hope you got somewhere to hang them up in the shed or something anyway. It might be a bit of a talking piece when you have some friends over. Be good. Yeah, so the white Aussie flag is the white ensign of the Royal Australian Navy, mate. It flies on our warships. Not that we got many, but the ones that we do have, it flies on them. Starboard, there's bloody no more red port left in the bottle. That's how someone, Nikki Reese, I think it was, or someone, was it my son? There's no more red port left in the bottle. So no more red, left, and port. Those three catchwords are all to do with thing. If everyone says port, that's left. Port, starboard is right. Port is, and your lights on your boat, port, the left-hand side, will have a red light. If you ever see a boat coming towards you and see a red and a green light, the red light is the left-hand side of their boat and the green is the right-hand side, if you didn't know that. So there's a little catch thing. There's no more red port, which is a wine. Red port, left in the bottle. So red, port, and left are all the same thing when it comes to boating. That's the way dummies like me think. So starboard, right, and green. Oh, there's probably another catchword for that. 6 Cowboys in the Queensland team. Yeah, that worries me, Phil, considering the Cowboys aren't going real well and we've got a lot in the State of Origin team, mate. Oh, it's got me worried. I'm not confident. Yeah. Hope you can meet you one day. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be around. Andy Riches is on. And I'll keep saying it, Andy. your porcupine meatballs and bread and butter pudding. I was down in Townsville just recently, mate, and I was rehashing the bread and butter pudding recipe with Mum because I haven't forgot about it, and I was getting Mum to run me through how to cook bread and butter pudding again. So we're doing a cook-up soon, guys, a backyard cook-up for Andy Riches up there in the UK. Going to do porcupine meatballs in the camp oven, and then we're going to do bread and butter pudding for dessert, and I'm going to probably do that one. Which Greg, is that the mad Greg Palmer or the normal Greg Palmer? There's two of them. I think they're both a bit mad, but one's madder than the other one. Top 8 begins now. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Jenny Holden, only port I know is in my barrel and so tasty around the fire. Yeah, I love a nip of port around the campfire. Absolutely beautiful. You know what I mean? Just a little nip of port. It's a fortified wine, guys, and it's bloody beautiful. It really is. But you don't want to drink too much of it. It'll knock you on your ass. Green has 5 letters, and so does the right. Tim the Toolman's on. There you go. Yeah, port, left, and red. That's the way I know it. No, what is it? No more port left in the bottom. No more red. I forget what it was. I can't remember. Golden dumplings, yes. Golden syrup dumplings are going to be another one, Jenny. I'll do the bread and butter pudding for dessert, and then I'll do the golden syrup dumplings. I've done both on my old channel way back, and I forget how to do golden syrup dumplings, but I will do them again because Mum only cooked them not long ago. When I was down in Townsville, Mum actually cooked some golden syrup dumplings up again. Have them with some cream or cream and ice cream. Absolutely beautiful. I'll have to give that recipe to Slacken, actually, seeing as Mark up there in Canada has got a thing of golden syrup now that Lukey Reed's mum and dad dropped off to him on their around the world holiday type thing. And they caught up with Slacken in Toronto at Starbucks and sent me a photo. I think I put it on Facebook. Really good to see, isn't it? No more red port left in the bottle. Dicko, thank you. I had a mental midget, mate. I couldn't think of it. Pete McMurtry, check this out, guys. I know Rob the Wanderer did one the other day. Pete makes these snake. I'll get this thing off. Hang on. When I watch the replay, that thing's a pain in the ass. That thing. Nathan. Anyway, Nathan sent me a great photo, mate. I'm going to show it. There's Nathan and Chloe, guys, that we just gave a shout out to. There's Chloe. Tell Dad to put a shirt on. He's scaring the children. Good on you, Chloe. Great to see. Pete McMurtry made me this whip here, guys, out of paracord, it's a special type of cord, and he does all different colours. And it's actually, I've cracked it, and it actually makes a stock whip, and he makes them as a hobby. All different colours. I've got 2 more there, so Pete gave me another 2 that I can use for charity or something. And the one he did for me is pretty special, guys. Look at that. It's a button off an army service dress, and it's a bit, sorry about can't really see that, can we? That's a bit better there. That's a button off a service dress, and that's the Australian Army Rising Sun badge, guys. That was on our service dress buttons. And Pete's paracorded that into the whip in the end there. So, yeah, the Australian Army badge there. And the 2 that I've got for giveaways, guys, which I won't do tonight, he's put an Aussie dollar coin in there, an Australian dollar coin in the end rather than the button. And he's done different colours. They are beautiful, Pete. Absolute bloody, I was going to go cracking whips. That's, pardon the pun. They do crack. And hang on. No, I've got the fan on. No, I've got the ceiling fan on. It's not going to work. Yeah, they're bloody do a fantastic job, Pete. Incredible whips. Really good. Really good talking point, and you can take them out camping and crack the whip. I don't like cracking them around Rafa. They sound like a gunshot when they go off, and Rafa gets a bit scared of them. But absolutely, fat boy Bobby, I'm going to ban you from the channel, mate, for saying that shit. Go the Blues. Give yourself an uppercut. Up the Maroons. It's that time of the year, the best time of the year, guys. State of origin time. That's when we all become enemies. Anyone south of the border is the enemy. All the cockroaches, bloody state of origin time. Both teams, Mike, if you don't have state of origin, rugby league, mate, and it's the best of all the Queenslanders. So we've got Queensland, New South Welshman play for all the different NRL teams. It's a bit like the AFL and the NFL, the AFL and the AFC and the NFC. The best players from Queensland come together and play the best people, New South Welshmen. And it's been going since 1980. And Queensland won the first ever state of origin back in 1980, which was captained by none other than Artie Beetson. Rest in peace, Artie. He's no longer with us. And it's just been a fantastic thing ever. It just creates so much rivalry between Queensland and New South Wales. It really does. Absolutely fantastic. There's first game's in Sydney. Second game, I think, is in Melbourne, isn't it? They're playing on neutral territory down in Victoria. And I think the third one's in Brisbane. So it's going to be good. Both teams without some good players. Both teams are suffering a lot with injuries and that. Got some good players out. Queensland forward pack's a bit light on, I think, with three of our good forwards, Fasul Malawi, Tommy Gilbert, and Flegler. We've lost three good forwards there, but you've got Cleary out. We'll see how Nico Hines and them go in the halves. But when you've got six Cowboys in there, mind you, one of the Cowboys is playing for New South Wales, Reece Robson. He's New South Wales hooker. So anyway, it's going to be a good series. They always are. They're fantastic games. It gives us something to talk about. Bit of banter going on. Absolutely. Marky Lavelle, here's a story for you. When I lived out in a little town called Surat out in West Queensland, Artie Beetson, who played for Parramatta and was Queensland legend, also played for Australia, Indigenous man as well. Artie's brother, Teddy Beetson, was my coach when I played junior football in Surat for the Surat Red Devils, which was Fisherman Fecky's team as well. I used to play with Teddy Beetson's son, Troy Beetson, and Teddy Beetson, who was Artie's brother, was my coach back in the mid-70s, guys, when I played junior football for the Surat Red Devils, who are now the Surat Wallumbilla Red Bulls. They've changed their name to the Red. They combine with another little town called Wallumbilla and play in the Roma competition out there. So go the Maroons. Absolutely, Rob. Absolutely, mate. Go the Maroons. It's a week from today. What is it, Wednesday night tonight? So next Wednesday night is the first state of origin. It's the best of three, Mike and Steve W. If you're watching, best of three state of origin. Going to be fantastic. So hopefully the Queenslanders will get up again. Best of New South Wales and Samoans. Yeah, there's a lot of Polynesian boys playing now, isn't there? Half the New South Wales and Queensland team are Polynesian now. I think they said there's over 50% of the NRL now are Polynesian players. Unbelievable, isn't it? They're just gifted footballers, aren't they? Anyway, now I just come back from a place called O'Brien's Creek Campground, everyone, which is there in a little town called Mount Surprise, which is on the Savannah Way, about 4 hours west of Innisfail. Go up the Palmerston Highway through Millamilla, and then we don't go into Atherton. We turn off to Mount Garnet, past Undara lava tubes, and Mount Garnet, Mount Surprise, and then you turn at Mount Surprise at 35 k's on dirt road to get out of the campground. It's really, really good. Did some good cook-ups. I've got 2 clips out so far. One was a clip on my Billy T. Hope you all enjoyed that if you've seen it. And I'll do a bit of a story about my dad, which everyone seemed to really enjoy that story. And what was the other one? Oh, part 1 of the camp trip. It's a part 3 series, but I've also got some more cook-ups coming. There's another one launching on Friday morning. I do quiches, camp oven quiches in the fire because we had open fires. Camp oven quiches. I do a little beautiful pizza. Nailed a great pizza in the baby barbecue. Put the pizza. That I do a damper cook-up. I burnt the arse out of the damper. I'll talk more about that in a minute and what I did today to rectify that. What was my other cook-up? Oh, a big smash burger on the Bidgie Barbie. Took the Bidgie Barbie. It's a permanent fixture in the camper trailer now. Put him over the fire and we did a big smash burger as well. So took Reg Jr. out, everyone, the Kelly kettle, and used the Kelly kettle numerous times. What a great bit of kit the Kelly kettle is. Fill it up with water, and it's like a donut. It's got a hole through the middle. The water's on the outside, and you just put a fire lighter down the bottom, throw sticks down the middle, and within 5 or so minutes, you got boiling water for a brew. It was really good. It was good old-fashioned. Is Gidgey on? Gidgey's on. I'll tell you about that, where Gidgey is in a minute. So, yeah, that Reg Jr., the Kelly kettle, when I go out camping and I know I'm going to have an open fire, Reg Jr. is going to be a permanent fixture. It really is. It was just so good to get out. And the Aussie campfire kitchen, guys, which is where you bang the steak in and you got the swing around belly thing and the swing around grill and all that type of stuff. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. You'll see it all. You'll see me using it on the upcoming clip. So the Billy T one's out. Part 1's out. There's another one dropping on Friday morning. I think that's a smash burger one or the camp oven quiches. I can't remember which one now. So I've got a few clips coming out in the next week and a half, everyone. So get in and watch them. I think you'll enjoy them. I was pretty happy with how they turned out. I really am. It was just a really good spot, and the bird life was off tap. Yeah, I've got a new interest now. I never thought I would say this. I was sitting out there in the campground, and that many different species of birds, and I got really interested in what birds were what and whatever. And I went over to Simon, who runs O'Brien's Creek Campground. He had a book there of a bird watching book, and he took me through and said, mate, that's a blue-faced honeyeater. That's a greater bowerbird. That one's a apostle bird, and read out how apostle birds all work in a team to attack snakes and all that. And he was reading it all about the birds out of the bird watching book. It's a good thing to get into. And the blue-faced honeyeaters, they were actually, I was hand feeding them by the end of the 4 days. One of them or a couple of them, I give them a bit of bread, and they actually come down and took it out of my hand. So they were getting used to me. It was absolutely fantastic. And just sitting there in the afternoons listening to hundreds of galahs and that screeching in the afternoons and early morning as well. It was really, really good. It was fantastic. Guys, the Gidgey, he's been out reminiscing. He's out in South Queensland at the moment. And he went out to a little town for a couple of nights called Texas, right on the Queensland-New South Wales border. Texas is where my mother originates from. Her maiden name was Kuhn, Kuhn, German origins. Pam Kuhn, and all that her family were all from around Texas, all had properties around Texas. Mama and Pop, my grandparents, they had a big property and they used to grow lucerne and wheat, sheep, cattle, tobacco back in the days, and had the tobacco drying sheds out down the back. And I've said this story a few times. On school holidays, I used to go out and help in the shearing sheds on school holidays and help the shearers grab a sheep, and the shearers are shearing, and then we bloody do the wool press, and really fond memories of that place. And Gidgey's a bit younger than me, guys, and has vague memories. Anyway, Gidgey went out there for 2 days and caught up with some of our cousins that he'd never met before. And he's got onto a great camping spot. One of our cousins, Jack Spencer, I'll tell you a funny story about his dad in a minute, Billy Spencer, who I remember pretty well. Jack's got a 40-acre property and some great camping grounds right on the Jimeric River, apparently. So me and Gidgy want to get back out there. Billy Spencer, once I said, Billy, go out and shoot a beast, drag it back with a tractor, and we'll slaughter it up and share the meat around the family. So Billy goes out, tows this cow back behind the tractor to slaughter up, and it was the family milking cow. Billy shot the milking cow instead of an old bloody normal meat cow. Billy shot the milking cow, and it wasn't popular. It didn't go down well. One of the funniest stories I've ever heard, Billy shooting the milking cow. I can just imagine they're all waiting for Billy to come back with a tractor dragging a beast behind the tractor so they can slaughter it up and hang the meat and everything. I remember Mama and Poppy's place had a big shed where they used to hang the meat up. They used to do all their own meat back in the 70s, guys. Like, you didn't go to the butcher shop. You used to go out, shoot a cow, and butcher it yourself. The good old-fashioned stuff. Anyway, Billy tows his cow back behind the tractor with the milking cow. Apparently, Poppy went off his tits, was not happy. So, Ken caught up with some family out there, and he also went to the Rabbit Museum at Texas, and I'd never heard of it. They used to process rabbits back in World War II and they used to make the slouch hats out of rabbit pelts for World War II soldiers. Akubra slouch hats for the army out of about 12 rabbit pelts to make an Akubra hat. And they used to make the Akubras for the Australian Army in World War II at the Texas rabbit processing plant there and make the Akubra hats. How good is that? Or used to process the rabbit pelts to make the Akubra hats for the soldiers during World War II. Some good history out there, eh? And then he went down to, I knew I'd forget it, Ken, the national park down there, and walked up Bald Rock today, which is the largest granite rock in Australia. And he said it was a pretty hard walk, but the scenery overlooking the granite belt up there was absolutely phenomenal. So where's Ken tonight, guys? He's in Allara. He's staying at the he's not staying at the Railway Hotel. He's at the Railway Hotel having a beer as we speak, watching this live feed, which is one of the hotels that's sponsoring the Legends Camp in August. So we'll all be going to the Railway Hotel for a countery and a few drinks, no doubt. Gidgy's there tonight, guys, watching the live feed from there. He said Allara is a nice little town. Gidgy, go to that shop there that Rob did the video on. I'll stop clicking my pen. It's annoying. There's some really good caps in there. They sell bloody caps and hats and shirts and all that. I forget the name of the shop. And there was some really, really good caps in there. So go in and check that shop out tomorrow. And then I think Ken's going to go for a drive out to Goombara campground and have a look at the campground that we're staying at August. He's staying out there. He's out around the area. He said, I might as well go out and have a drive out to Goombara or have a look, see what it looks like. And apparently it's very, very nice. But he said the scenery down there is absolutely incredible. There are still tank defenses down around Texas. Oh, wow. Lukey's saying there's still tank defenses down around Texas and Tenterfield for the war. Wowee. There. So, there you go. Andy Riches. I think most of the rabbit fur comes from European rabbits now, Buck. Oh, wow. There you go. We still get a lot of rabbits. Texas, we used to go out when I was at school. We used to go rabbit spotlighting. I was only a young kid, so they didn't let me loose on the gun. But I used to be on the spotlight, and we'd spotlight it. And my cousins, Johnny Coon or Paulie Coon, or Johnny Coon mainly, and some of my older cousins, Jeff Rosington and all them, they'd shoot the rabbits, and I used to run out and grab the rabbits and bring them back to. And we used to drive around the back of a ute. Spotlight had a big spotlight on the back. And they'd crack around or shoot the rabbits. And back then, Mama used to make rabbit stew. Like as I said, no butcher shops and that. Todd knot pigeon soup, rabbit stew. Used to butcher all their own meat. That's how it was back in those days. So Yeah, Ken's having a great time around there, everyone. Reminiscing down around there. And he went to Tenterfield today and had a look at the shop where Peter Allen wrote the song Tenterfield Saddler. And he actually saw the shop there, Tenterfield Saddler shop. And I didn't know this, but in 1889, Joseph Parks, I think his name was, he did a big speech at Tenterfield. And that was the start of where he got up and said, we need to be our own nation. In 1889, he made that speech at Tenterfield. And in 1901, Australia, the 6 British colonies joined together and we became the Commonwealth of Australia on the 1st of January, 1901. And that was as a result of Joseph Parks' speech at Tenterfield saying that we need to become a nation. Like, unlike the Americans, who had a civil war and got their independence from the Poms, we kind of we said, no, we've come a long way now, and they said we want to become our own country, and the UK obviously let us do that. So we're still a Commonwealth country now. Steve, probably Chinese rabbits. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. The Chinese rabbits, I won't say it. Don't say it, Buck. You'll upset someone. I was nearly going to make a racist joke about rabbits then, but I won't. Even though it was about rabbits, someone will still take offense to it. I nearly did it. I nearly said something racist then. I'm not going to. It was about Chinese rabbits. So you can probably have a guess at what I was going to say. Don't put it in the comments either, for goodness sake. Bloody hell. So, Kylie Jemison saying g'day to Terry G. He's the man who knows about putting your foot in your mouth. Oh, Terry. Jesus. Bloody hell. Oh, Terry, they wanted his firstborn as an apology for that one. Dead set. We all say silly things, and I nearly did it then, Terry. I nearly did it then. But it was about rabbits, but someone would have taken offense. Someone who likes rabbits would have taken offense to it. Here's a story for you. The Brisbane line runs the way. Mike, if you're watching, and Steve W., Andy, during World War II, they thought the Japanese were going to invade Australia, and they nearly did. They got down into New Guinea, and we fought them back. Us and the Americans fought them back in New Guinea and Solomons and Guadalcanal and the Battle of the Coral Sea and all that type of stuff. They had a Brisbane line, and if the Japanese invaded Northern Australia, they were going to pull all the defences down and form a Brisbane line. Let the Japanese have the top half of Australia and form a line across Brisbane. My mum told me once, she said, Mama, who's my grandmum, said to the kids after the war that if the Japanese got here, Mama was going to take all the young kids and drown them in the river because they heard about how brutal the Japanese and that were. Mama was going to drown the kids in the river. Pretty full on, isn't it? Henry Parks was his. Did I say Joseph Parks, mate? Sorry, Henry Parks. Was it Joseph Forbes? There's Forbes and Parks and Henry Parks. Sorry, mate. Yeah, Henry Parks. He made that speech 1889. Remember Parks and Forbes and Ogilvy and Crothers and all these Burke and Wills, all these explorers. They were always the names of. Remember your houses at school, your sporting house. Yeah, when you're at school, your school might have 2 or 3 or 4 sporting houses. And I was in Ogilvy, and we wore yellow, and Crothers wore green, and some schools might have 3. And you'd have your school sports carnival, and you have your yellow, red, blue team, and all the teams are always named after explorers, famous explorers like Burke and Will, people who went out and discovered inland, went away and. All know about Burke and Wills and all that type of stuff. Just tough men, weren't they? Absolutely, and who was the other one? Went up Cape York. Worked with Roz's great-grandfather. Frank Jardine, another one. They went up and opened up the Cape York. And Frank Jardine ended up working with Frank Mills, who was Roz's great-great-grandfather. Yeah, so there you go. Texas is an awesome town. Yeah, I actually went to school in Texas for a while, mate. Texas is an awesome little town. We go every September for the Country Music Festival. Went to the Rabbit Museum last year. It was bloody amazing. So there you go. There's not many people at Texas and that. But Ken said, you know what? I could live here. It's just a nice little town. Not a town that people hear of. It's right on. There's a beautiful camp spot right on the Jibber River at Texas, and you can walk across the bridge into New South Wales. And here's the story, and that's why Gidgey put up a post the other day of him having a rum can in New South Wales. And our mum told us the other night, back in her day, the drinking age in Queensland was 21. New South Wales, the drinking age was 18. Now it's 18 right across the country. I think the USA, Mike's still 21, isn't it? But back in the day, Queensland's drinking age was 21. So Mum and her friends used to get the barbecue and chairs and an esky full of beer. I used to walk across the bridge into New South Wales and drink because they were allowed to do it across the other side of the bridge, but they weren't allowed to do it on the Queensland side of the bridge. How ridiculous is that? So Mum said that, yeah, we always used to go on Friday, Saturday nights. All our friends would go and have a barbecue, set up a picnic barbecue and beers and everything on the New South Wales side of the bridge. And so we could just drink alcohol because we get in trouble if we did it on the Queensland side. Yeah, still 21 in the USA, Mike said. Yeah, you can join the bloody military at 17 and 18, but you can't drink alcohol to 21. There's probably good and bad points for that, but, mate, that wouldn't work in Australia. They're just going to do it anyway. So, yeah, it's 18 here nationwide now, mate. You can't drink. Everyone drinks before 18. We all know that. You can't go into a licensed premises and drink until you're 18. You can go in there if you're a kid with your parents, but you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Obviously, you have to drink soft drink or soda pop, whatever you call it over there. What else was I going to say? Oh, Phil said he saw the submarine that got into Sydney Harbour. Yeah, that's a story for another night, is the midget submarines that got into Sydney Harbour and sank the Manly Ferry, and there was a few deaths in that one. And, in 1971, they discovered, I was going on a trip over to Rottnest Island out of Perth, and we're going down the Swan River, and the captain of the boat on our way over to Rottnest Island said in 1971, they were dredging the mouth of the Swan River and found an unexploded Japanese torpedo in a sandbank. So a Japanese submarine must have come into the mouth of the Swan River and tried to torpedo a ship in there, and it got stuck in a sandbank. So the Japanese, mate, they were they were down as far as Perth. They were getting around. So, and I didn't know until Bobby Assett told me, Fort Sumner, I was going to say, that's from the American Civil War. There's a fort in Newcastle where the Japanese were bombing Newcastle. The steel works, they were trying to bomb the steel works in Newcastle so that they couldn't produce stuff for the war effort. And the fort there, it actually fired back at the Japanese submarine, which was off the coast of New South Wales. When I go back to Newcastle, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to go and do the tour through that fort. I reckon it'll be absolutely fantastic. Oh, here we go. They moved the town of Texas as the old town kept flooding. Okay. Mum and her family used to live outside Texas, a little place called Limevale, mate, which is just north of Texas. And they all had properties and that about 10 kilometres north of Texas at a place called Limevale. But Ken went over the border the other day and went to a little shop, some little 2-horse town in New South Wales across the border. And there was a bloke outside a shop drinking a 4X Gold. And Ken said, "Can I buy a beer here?" He said, "You can." And Ken got talking to him. And he said, "Oh, yeah, my mum was part of the Coon family, which were from Texas and whatever." And this bloke said, "Mate, I used to play footy with all your uncles. Used to play footy for Texas." And there was the 3 main families in Texas, the Whites, the Hitchiners, and the Coons, Kuhns, Kuhn. Guys, in case anyone gets offended at that word, it was my mum's maiden name, Kuhn. It's a German name. Yeah, so mum's brother, and Ken saw the grave of his uncle at Texas, Kenneth coon. Gidgee was named after him. We never got to meet Ken. He was killed when he was 32 years old. He was on the Hawkesbury River in Sydney. The boat blew up, and Uncle Ken tried to swim away from the boat, and fishing line got tangled around his legs, and the boat sunk and dragged him under, and he drowned. And that was well before, that was in 1960 or something. So Mum named Gidgee after her brother Ken, who was drowned in the Hawkesbury River down there. So there you go. Marky, hey Buck, had my there in 1990. Nathan, apparently it was great night. Oh, Mark and Nathan having a chat about something there. I'm a bit out of the loop there on what's a. Oh, there you go. The old Owen gun. Owen guns were made in Newcastle. Yes, the Owen guns, which were a really simple submachine gun, which had the magazine, like a 34-round magazine out the top, because our boys also used the Thompson submachine gun, the American one, but apparently they were very unreliable in the jungle. And the boys preferred the Owen gun because it didn't jam up as much. It was a lot simpler to strip, to clean, and it was a lot with mud and water and all that. Apparently the old Owen gun was Mike, there's a channel on YouTube called Forgotten Weapons. He's an American guy, and he does a review on the Australian Owen gun. Forgotten Weapons, type in Owen gun, and he does a review on it. And you can see she's a real basic weapon, mate. Just got a tube, a magazine, and it was a real basic weapon, but very reliable. And the boys used to like carrying it up in New Guinea in the jungles. Apparently the Thompson was a bit unreliable with jamming and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I think Mike knows the channel. Yeah, he does a good job, that guy, Ian McAllister or something like that his name is. He does a really good job on that channel. Him and Hickok 45. I like those channels, or educational type and about history of the guns and that. I hate these blokes all prancing around in body armor now, thinking they're special forces operators and that. I can't stand watching those idiots on YouTube. But old Hickok 45 and the guy Ian, I think his name is, from Forgotten Weapons, I really do enjoy that. More of a educational channel, that one. It really is. Yeah. Phil saying there's rumours there are 2 or 3 large bunkers underground at the airport here full of World War II relics. There's a lot of that getting around. Gidgee reckons somewhere outside, they reckon Townsville has got American equipment everywhere buried. I reckon the Yanks buried a lot of stuff when World War II finished and didn't take it home. It's got to be around. Imagine finding a tunnel with old brand new Willys Jeeps still in their grease packing, still there. How good! I said to Ken today, imagine stumbling across an old American bloody abandonment, in a tunnel somewhere from World War II, and this brand new Willys Jeep still wrapped up. My God, how that would I'd rather that than win the lotto. Finding a brand new Willys Jeep. How good would that be? Yeah. Oh, that's right. He did one on the Aussie Bitch, which was basically the cut down SLR, L1A1 SLR. Well, it was actually an L1A2 cut down. The L1A2 was an automatic, the AR automatic rifle, an automatic SLR, everyone. It was an automatic SLR. It was an SLR with a bipod and a heavier barrel and a 30-round magazine out the bottom. The SAS boys used to cut that down, and it was called the Aussie Bitch. And he's done a review on that as well, apparently. So I must go and look for that one. I have not seen that review on the Aussie Bitch, which is a cut down L1A2, not an L1A1. The L1A2 had a heavier barrel, 30-round magazine, and a bipod on it. And I've actually fired them. I've fired that weapon. They were still around when I joined the Army. Before the Styres and everything come in. We're still using Bren guns when I joined the Army, guys. Not 303. They were converted to 7.62 millimeter. But I fired the Bren guns, the L1A2, the Aussie Bitch, as they called it, the SLR, all that type of stuff. We had a machine gun, which was the not the predecessor, the one after the Owen gun from World War II, and it was called the F1 submachine gun, 9mm. Looked like an Owen gun, only a more modern version, 34-round magazine. It's called the F1. Good fun to shoot. Really good fun to shoot, especially on the sneaker range. You'd be sneaking through the jungle and targets would pop up, electronic targets would pop up, and you'd have to engage them with the submachine gun like you're out on point. Forward scout, as we call them here in Australia, and a target would pop up and you'd bloody run it from the ground up, and you just bloody put about 10 rounds straight up the middle of the target with it. They were really good fun to shoot. Really easy to use. Yeah, L1A1, SLR self-loading rifle. I used the SLR for about 10 years, and then we got the Steyr, the F88 Steyr. I preferred the Steyr. I was a lot more accurate with the Steyr than the SLR. Going from a iron sights to a scope, obviously, and a smaller caliber. Didn't have as much kick. Now, I haven't got much else to say, guys. 162 on. Wow. So, I just had a great time out camping. That's what I was going to say. When you see my damper clip, I burnt the arse out of the damper. I took the Baduri spun steel camp oven out. They run too hot, guys. They burn too hot, those things. I thought I was being pretty generous on the heat. I still burnt the arse out of the damper. So guess what? I don't care about weight anymore. Now I'm back into a camper trailer. I can afford to throw a little bit of heavier gear in. So my small and my large stainless steel, cast iron steel camp ovens are back in. My traditional cast iron camp ovens are back in the camper trailer, and that spun steel Baduri camp oven's gone. They run too hot. They cast iron are a bit more forgiving if you don't put it, you put more heat. But those spun steel, they just get too hot, guys, and you really gotta, mind you, when I did you'll see the clip coming up. I don't know if it's on Friday or next Wednesday. My camp oven quiches, I nailed those, but only because I'd already burnt the arse out of the damper, and I was really, really careful. I had no heat underneath at all. I just put the heat on top. I had put no heat whatsoever under the Baduri. The spun steels, it gets too hot. I prefer the cast iron. Heaps better to cook in. The only thing about cast iron, they're heavy compared to spun steel. But anyway, it's all good. But I'm hoping our next camping trip is to go down to a place. Pete, we want to get down to Bivouac Junction between Townsville and Charters Towers on the banks of the Burdekin River. So that's hopefully my next camping trip. You can have fires and all that. Don't want to go to caravan parks and that, guys. I want to try and get out and do proper bush camping if we can. So the other day, and the only thing I didn't like the other day, by 4 days, I was getting a bit bored, not because it wasn't I just had no one to talk to. Bro, Raffy just sits there under my chair. It would have been good to have Roz there to have a chat with. At night, me and Roz can have a good chat. It's a great time to catch up and talk. So we haven't got TVs and computers and all that. There was no reception. So we could have sat around the fire and had a good chat and listened to a bit of music and all that. I missed doing that. And I know Tim Bates loves camping by himself. I'm not a fan of solo camping. Overnight and that, fine. But 4 days, it was starting to get a bit, I'm not good company for myself type thing after 4 days. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. There's a reason we sacrifice weight for the camp oven experience. I know, mate. And I took the Baduri camp oven out of the camper today, and my small and my large cast iron camp ovens are back in, mate. I don't care about the weight now. I had to be very careful with the caravan because I had limited space to store stuff, and I was right on with weight. But now I'm back to the camper trailer. I've got room to burn with weight now on the BT. I've got plenty of weight up my sleeve. So, and the great thing about the Drifter camper trailer, plenty of storage in there, guys. Plenty of storage. So, yeah, and it'll be good, mate. Come out and show me how to catch a fish. No jibber jabber. I can't jibber jabber to myself. I did keep myself entertained by filming filming the film clips and that, I guess. But during the middle of the day when I was just sitting under the awning and that. But yeah, I've got a good setup there now, guys, with the camper trailer. I'm really happy with it, It's good. The freestanding awning and all that type of stuff. I do use poles in my freestanding awning because you don't know when you're going to get a big gust of wind, and the poles and all that just protect it a lot more. But that awning on that thing can take so much more wind than those pissy little awnings on the Chinese caravans. Yeah. No, it does, Jenny. It gets a bit lonely when you're out by yourself and, you have a chat with Rafa and all that, but he doesn't talk back. Rafa, he just sits there and listens. But, at night, morning time was fine because I was always busy. I was making breakfast or cooking a brew and or making a brew or a billy tea or making a coffee. And before it got too hot, we'd go exploring down along the thing, some beautiful places to see. And late afternoon, you're getting ready for dinner and you're getting the fire cranked up. So you're always busy doing that. It was just that middle of the day when you're just sitting under the awning and there was no reception. That would have been the time where you could sit on Facebook and catch up and do a bit of YouTubing or whatever. We didn't have reception right out there, and it did get a little bit during the middle of the day. But morning and night time, I don't get bored at night because I crank the fire up and I just sit there looking at the bush TV, looking at the fire and having a drink. And there was one night there, a couple of nights, crystal clear. I saw the big Starlink train go past. Saw a satellite. I went, a satellite. And then another one. Then another one. And after 5, I thought, that's got to be Starlink. 15 I counted. 15. About 30 to 40 second gap between each one. Another one. Another one. I think I got to 15 before I didn't see any more. So it had to have been a Starlink train going past. Phil Webber's over the ditch. Rafa reckons I dribble too much. Yeah. Even Rafa says, shut up, Dad. You talk too much. G'day, Phil. Hope you're well over the ditch there in New Zealand, mate. Good to hear from you. What is it over there? Nearly 11 o'clock over there. It's past your bedtime, mate. Well, after a few rum cans, Rafa may talk back. Yeah, he may. Rafa had a great time. Got heaps of swimming in. The creek there was beautiful, crystal clear, and I reckon there's a freshwater croc around somewhere, but the water was that clear, you would have been able to see him anyway. There's no salties there. But, yeah, we had a great time and got some good clips out of it, and it was good to get back and do a bit of filming and that again, I must admit, and actually filming the cook-ups and all that. When you're out camping by yourself, that kind of fills the time in, if you know what I mean. But when you're on a holiday and you're trying to film it, the filming gets in the way. But when you go out by yourself and on a camping trip and that, the filming kind of, Nikki Slade saying there's 875 Starlink satellites now. Well, I saw 15 of them the other night, Nikki, one after the other. It was pretty cool. And Southern Cross, just sitting there at night looking at the Southern Cross, and I zoomed in my camera and I got a half decent photo of the Southern Cross, and I sent it to Slacken, and I said, there's the Southern Cross, mate. It's on a lot of the flags of the southern, like Brazil, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, Cook Islands, a lot of the southern nations all got the Southern Cross on our flags because you can only see the Southern Cross from the Southern Hemisphere, and it's on the Brazilian flag as well. It did look like we're having a good time. Yeah, we did, Mike. It was good, and I want to get away again, mate, if I can. I really want to get away again soon in the next couple of weeks and drag Roz along and go out for a camp because can't camp here at the moment. It's too wet, but it's been wet all the way down the coast. It's like you've really got to try and punch inland. Where I like to go camping at Woodley Station, which is about an hour and a half inland, it was even raining up there, guys. It's like Woodley's normally out of the rain. It was wet up there as well. So, yeah. I was cleaning the kitchen in the camper trailer today, and I sliced my finger on a bit of sharp metal. So, yeah, that happened today, and there was claret everywhere, let me tell you. Yeah. No, I cut myself, Graham. I'm cleaning the thing that drops down. It's got a latch, and I was cleaning red dirt everywhere. Like it's a 35 or 70 Ks of dirt road. I've got red dirt in everywhere. So I was cleaning the camper trailer today and I just bloody sliced my finger on a bit of sharp metal, mate. Bloody thing. So I'm going to have to check it tomorrow and see if there are any sharp edges on there or whether I just hit it too hard. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's all right. It's only a bloody nick on my finger. Bit of claret won't kill me. How long did I cry for? Hours, Phil. Hours. I don't like the sight of blood. I almost fainted. Have I fixed the chainsaw yet? Cutting a bloody log the other day, and the electric chainsaw went through the log and it went into a rock. So yeah, I've sharpened it back up, Graham, but I'm going to go to Bunnings tomorrow, mate, and see if I can actually buy a brand new, or I might get two actually, depending on their price. Actually buy a new chain and put it on and have a spare, because I've sharpened that chain about 3 or 4 times now. So yeah, I put her into a rock, and then I went to cut, and I thought, nah, you could tell straight away it wouldn't even look like cutting. As soon as that chain hit the rock, give it away as a bad joke. So Newy Joe reckons 22 in Newcastle, shorts, T-shirts, and G-string. We don't want to see you in one of those things. A G-string is a thong, Mike, if you're wondering. We call thongs to us as rubber flip-flops. We call them thongs. So, yeah. More Starlink. Snorky saying, they reckon there are more Starlink satellites up there now. See, Harvey Norman and all that are selling Starlink now. Well, it's come a long way, hasn't it? It's pretty sad when you've got a whole country with Telstra and Optus and that, and people have got to go and buy a satellite system from some billionaire in America to get decent communications in this country. It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? You reckon our country could have come up with something that, but no, Elon, and I've used Starlink when we had the caravan, and I rate it. I highly rate Starlink. It worked brilliantly. It worked absolutely brilliantly for how long were we away? 6 months or whatever, down into Tassie and whatever. I think there was only about 2 campsites where we just gave it away as a bad joke. It was just too many trees. As long as you've got a view of that southern sky, Starlink is brilliant. It really is. And don't fall off the top of the caravan when you're getting it down, like I did and nearly killed myself. That was a bad fall. And my left ankle has never been the same since. And my shoulder, I tore ligaments in my shoulder, and I reckon they were 12 months before I go to the gym. I couldn't bench press or anything. It took 12 months before I could even start doing weights again, guys. Unbelievable. And I cut my shin down to the bone. That was the least of my worries. It was my ankle and my shoulder. Luckily, it could have been worse. It could have broken my bloody neck. It was a heavy fall. I inverted and I hit hard. All because I missed I went to Starlink in one hand, not hanging on there. I tried to step down onto the drawbar in my rubber thongs. Missed her. Inverted straight down, and I hit hard, and it hurt. And I was just lying on the ground. Saved Starlink, but I didn't let that hit the ground. Some old lady come across. Lauren's going good, Lukey. I spoke to Lauren today, mate, and little baby Macy is going well. She'll be 3 weeks old on Sunday, Macy Sage Buswell. She's healthy. Everything's going well. Lauren's still recovering. They reckon good 6 weeks for Lauren to get back to almost normal and that. Like she went through a pretty tough pregnancy, pretty tough 30-something hours in labour. So poor Loz is still recovering. And, yeah, $52 for a new chain at Bunnings. All right, mate, I might grab one tomorrow and go and throw a new chain on that little Ryobi chainsaw just for cutting firewood and that. I was going through red gum like that, mate. It's hard wood, and it did the job. Listen, it's not as fast and that as a petrol chainsaw, nowhere near it, but just for out bush and cutting a little bit of firewood up for the campfire, those little Ryobi or little 12-volt chainsaws do the job. The first time I actually saw one was when Tim the Toolman was cutting wood up with it at when we were camping on that tag-along tour up in the Daintree that time. Tim got his little Azito or one of those brands out, and it did a really good job. Yeah. Macy, yeah, she's a good little kid. 3 weeks on 3 weeks old on Sunday she'll be. So yeah. And my other 2 grandkids are good. I'm seeing them now, which is good. Elizabeth, Ellie, and William, they're with Dad now and going well. So, which means I've now got access to them. Won't go any further into that. Yeah, so there's a few bad years there. But anyway, it's always, you don't want to, as a grandparent, you don't want to not have contact with your grandkids. Anyway, I've got contact with them again now, so it's good. Yeah. Nathan Schilling, buy them off eBay. They're cheaper. Great chain. Oh, Baumer, Boma chainsaws on eBay are cheap and great chains. Mine hasn't started for 12 months, and it starts first. Chains are cheap. Is that a petrol chainsaw, Nathan? I don't really want a petrol chainsaw, mate, because then you've got to carry 2 stroke. It's just another logistical nightmare. If you've got a big tray back ute or something like that, it's not too bad having a. And if you're doing anything half decent, you've got to have a petrol chainsaw. I get that, like a nice big bloody still or something like that if you're going to do any serious stuff. But just for me, getting enough firewood for a couple of nights around the campfire, that little Ryobi does the job. Azito. I've got a little Azito water squirter. They're a good brand as well. The only reason I've got a Ryobi is I had the Ryobi batteries made, and I bought a Ryobi drill with the batteries, and you can buy all the other Ryobi 18-volt stuff and use the same battery. So it's just one battery fits 100 different bits of equipment, if you know what I mean. So I just stuck with Ryobi, and they got everything from camping gear and lights and spotlights and camping stuff through to chainsaws and water squirters and all that type of stuff. And Ryobi's available. Bunnings stock it, mate. That's another reason. So you can, anything happens, you can go and get a new one at Bunnings. Aldi, you got a 5-year warranty on their petrol chainsaw. Wow. I don't have Aldi here, Jack. Townsville's got Aldi now. We never used to have Aldi's just open up. Milwaukee. Yeah, that's a great brand. Milwaukee and DeWalt are probably 2 of the big brands, aren't they? And also Makita. Makita's also another great brand. Makita's popular with the tradies and all that when it comes to power tools. I'm Scottish, so trying to save a few dollars. Aren't we all, mate? Aren't we all? Oh, I'm going to do a clip soon, guys. If it finds up on Friday and this weekend, the BT50's due for a service. I'm going to have a crack at doing myself. I went to Super Cheap today. Already had a fuel and an oil filter in the shed. So I said, mate, I just want the air filter and the filter under the glove box, the, what's it called? Cabin filter for the air conditioner and that. Everyone forgets to change that. And then he went and got it. He said, mate, you know what? He said, for cheaper, you can buy the kit, a BT50 kit, and it comes in a box and it's got the air filter. That was $70-something by itself. God, stuff's getting dear. They used to be 50. They're 72 now. So I get the air filter, the cabin filter, which is the square one that goes under the glove box that filters the air conditioning, fuel filter, the factory fuel filter, and an oil filter. Was cheaper to buy it in a kit than buy them individually. And basically in the kit, you get the oil filter and the fuel filter free for if you buy them individually. So I got a 10-litre drum of oil, 5W30 diesel oil. I got some stuff to pour in to get the grime and that out of the engine. You warm it up and then you drain the oil. So I got oil, full filter kit. I got some mass airflow cleaner. I'm going to clean the mass airflow. I'm going to rotate my tyres. I'm going to change the fuel filter and the pre-filter. I'm going to try and do it all myself, guys. Do a bit of a clip out of it. Rotate my tyres. What else was I going to do? Oh, a couple other things anyway. Change all the filters and that and the oil. So She's nearly at 220,000, the BT50 now. So, and when it gets to 240,000, I'll do a major service. I'll do that again, but I might do my front diff, rear diff, gearbox and transfer case as well and drop all the oils under there. So in the Army, we used to do a service every 10,000, I think, and every 40,000 was a major service, which was drop all your diff oils and all that type of stuff as well on the Land Rovers. So that's it, yeah. But anyway, not that, but I had it in 4-wheel drive the other day, actually, on one of those tracks, and I went through a big rut. She was spinning a bit, and I put the rear diff locker on. As soon as I engaged the rear diff locker, it just crawled out beautifully. So no spinning and all that. And that's the other thing. People go, oh, don't use your rear diff locker unless you really need it. But you see these people spinning and churning the track up and dust and shit flying everywhere, and they don't get anywhere. They're just digging the holes deeper, and then they put their locker on and crawl out nicely. I'm a big believer in using your rear locker, and less damage to your vehicle, less damage to the tracks. And so I don't like this trying to bloody, Does the beat? No, I've got a manual, Chris. The BT50 transcooler. No, mate, I've got a 6-speed manual. I haven't got an auto, so I don't need a transcooler. That's only for autos, mate. So no, I've got a 6-speed manual in the BT. Only Sheilas drive autos, mate. Throw rocks at me. Who here drives an auto? Come on, admit to it. I used to pull young fella when I was a copper. Young fellas driving autos. And I always go, mate, that's a ticket. They go, what for? I go, driving an auto. Men drive manuals, and then they realise you're joking around with them then. So, yeah, manual for the win. Absolutely. Tell you what, I've seen the new Kia Tasman. I think it's the American one that's coming out in America. It looks tough, guys. They've got it done up with the flares and the muddies, and it looks good. I'll tell you what, if the Kia Tasman looks like that, the one that comes out in Australia next year, if it looks like that, I'm going to buy one. They look tough as. They shit all over the Hilux and the Ranger for looks. Really look good. But it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Kylie Jen. I'm upset, Kylie. I said only Sheila's drive autos. Kylie's told me to piss off. Oh, dear. Only joking. You know how it is. Now, listen, I was hoping she'd come on. Jennifer G. Jennifer hasn't been on. If you're in there, Jennifer, let me know. I told her I was coming on live today. Maybe Jennifer was busy and couldn't come on. Jennifer G's got a little boy, guys. Robbie's, I hope Jennifer doesn't mind me saying this, Robbie's disabled. It's his 11th birthday today. So happy birthday, Robbie. Robbie Greats, Graetz, Greats. So I think that's how Jennifer says her name. Young Robbie, happy 11th birthday, mate. If you get to see this, hopefully Mum might show you tomorrow. Hope you had a great day and a great 11th birthday, mate. Good on you. Geez, I can remember when I was 11 years old. Yeah, it was a long time ago now. Yeah. I've heard new Ram straight 6 twin turbo. Graham, I've heard that all the Rams in Australia are petrol, but I've heard that they are bringing diesels in. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know what the fuel consumption's like on these Dodge Rams, the petrol ones, but boy, oh boy, big, what are they, 6.7 litre petrols? I wouldn't like, Brad Howell's got one. He reckons it tows his Zone RV. You can get about 20 litres to the 100, which is for a big vehicle and a big caravan. Not too bad, I guess, is it? Yeah, I know. I've heard that before, Kylie. Never buy the first model of any car. Wait a couple of years for the faults to be found. Yes, that is a very, very good point. Mind you, I did buy the first of the Gen 2 BT50. There was a Gen 1. That's the first model of the 2012's, the first of the Gen 2. And touch wood, it's been a good vehicle so far. It's been fairly reliable for me, the BT50. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see, considering it's a brand new V. It's not like they've had an older model and it's an upgrade of it. This is a brand new vehicle. So you're probably right. It'd be worth waiting a while and just see if there are any problems with that vehicle. But Kia are getting a lot better. The Korean vehicles are getting a lot better reputation. Remember the old days? Don't buy Jap crap. Now Japanese vehicles, some of the best you can buy. And maybe the Chinese vehicles will be up there one day. We'll be saying that, oh, these Chinese vehicles are pretty good. But, yeah, I'm still not convinced about the Chinese vehicles yet. I give them another 10 years to see how they go. Mind you, the Great Wall, GWM, Great Wall Motors tank 300 and the tank 500 come with a 7-year warranty. Now, that's pretty good peace of mind. I know you go Great Wall, 4-wheel drive. It's got all the bells and whistles on it. They're given a 7-year warranty. So it's almost, you almost go, all right, 7-year warranty, unlimited warranty, it's worth having a crack. You know, it'd be worth having a crack, I reckon. Yeah, big Cummins diesel, Mike. Absolutely. Cummins engine in a Ram pickup is the only way to go. I think all the pickups or utes, utilities, we call them down here, mate, I think they're all petrol engines at the moment or gas engines, gasoline. How do they get that bloody thing off? Lee Cox, g'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. There's a lot of new names on tonight, and that's good. And that's what I said on part one of my film clip. I said, if you're new to the channel, come on to the live chats. That's what I enjoy doing, and have a chat with everyone in the thing. Wednesday night, 176 people on. That's what I mean. You don't have to just sit there and listen to me. You can have a chat and talk to each other in the chat room. And you got Mike Blakely saying g'day to people down here in Australia, and Steve W. and Andy Wilkes and that in the UK, and Phil Webber over the ditch in New Zealand, all tuning in and saying g'day to everyone. I love it when I'm talking and I can see conversations going on and everyone saying g'day to each other. That's what these live feeds are all about. Speaking of live feeds, next Wednesday night, everyone, Pete from WA Camping Adventures at 7 o'clock. Next Wednesday, whatever it is, next Wednesday, what is it? Oh. Pete, I'm going to have to cancel. I've got to cancel. You idiot, Rogers. Nah, I'll ring Pete up and cancel. Origin night. Pete or Origin? Sorry, Pete. No, mate. Pete won't get it. He'll get it. He'll know what Origin means still stay over here on the East Coast. Friggin' Origins. I only thought about it. Forget it. Pete's not live next Wednesday. I'll ring him up tomorrow and say, mate, sorry, State of Origin's on. Cannot do a live feed Origin night. That would be one. No one would be watching me, and I wouldn't even be. I'd be out there watching it myself. You'd just see a blank screen. So yeah, I'll let you know. It'll be soon. Hopefully Pete might be available on the weekend. We'll see how we go. The Mahindra now, Ruthie's driving around in a Mahindra, which apparently have Cummins engine, Cummins diff, and Cummins work of the old Indian Mahindras, which are starting to get a pretty good reputation. All use Cummins running gear. So they can't be too bad if they're using Cummins gear, which is American stuff. So, you know, it's like the Ineos Grenadier or whatever it is, the one Ronnie Dale's been given. They're a British 4-wheel drive. They're running a 3-litre turbo diesel BMW engine in there. So just because it's a British thing, they're running a German BMW engine in there. So other vehicle companies, they've got their own logo, but they'll go, we want to run Cummins or we want to run Nissan engines. So you know what I mean? They just buy their stuff off who they want to buy it off, and then they put their own sticker on it, basically. But yeah, those Ineos Grenadiers or whatever they're called, which look pretty good. They look a bit like a Land Rover, a flash Land Rover. They run a bloody BMW diesel. So there you go. And Mahindra's running Cummins gear. And Ruthie seems pretty happy with his Mahindra. I know he gets paid to say that. Take it with a grain of salt or whatever. But it seems to be going all right for him. And all the Toyota fanboys are up Ruthie now. They're off him. They are really off Ruthie because he's gone over to Mahindra. But, you know, Ruthie said, I could have gone with any vehicle, and any vehicle company would have given Ruthie a discount and, a bit of sponsorship and all that type of stuff. To have someone as well known and as popular as Ruthie, any vehicle company would have wanted Ruthie to think. Slacken's on as well. Mike's just said, "G'day." This is exactly what I was talking about. Slacken is on. G'day, Slacken. How are you? Up there in Toronto, Canada. I didn't see you were on, mate, until I saw Mike's comment saying g'day. That's what I mean, guys. We got Mike in Colorado saying g'day to Slacken in Toronto, saying g'day to Andy Richards in the UK and Phil W in New Zealand. That's what I mean. These live feeds are really good. Bloody good. And you just come on and talk about shit. Ineos Grenadier. Yeah, I think is it French? I thought they were from the UK. I might be wrong. It looks like a bit of a Frenchy name, Debbie. Yeah. I thought they were a Pommy-made vehicle, but they've definitely got a BMW. I was watching, right? They've given Ronnie Dahl one for 6 months and said, you can do what you want with it, mate. You can put bigger tyres on it. You can put bull bars on it. And Ronnie seems pretty impressed with it so far. I must admit, he's had it on the sand dunes and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, not too bad at all. Shit to, yes, and I've heard that off a lot of people. Apparently shit to work on BMW and told by my mechanic, mate. Where was it? An American channel or whatever, and they're in a workshop. Yeah, they were Yanks. And they were saying, what's the worst engine or the worst vehicle to work on? And a lot of them said German vehicles as motor mechanics. They said German. So I've seen that before. Apparently working on German vehicles isn't easy. Mind you, the old Unimogs, used to see the grease monkeys under them in the army workshops and that, and they look big 6-cylinder bloody diesels. They look pretty easy to work on, the old Unimogs. I don't think there was much to them. French made by Mercedes-Benz. Well, there you go. Greg, thanks, mate. I thought they were Pommy for some reason. They're French vehicles with a BMW engine in there. So there you go. Yes, they are well over 100,000. I think they're right up there with bloody Discoveries and, like Land Rover prices, like really, really expensive. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to ring Pete up and cancel that. I'm going to say, sorry, mate, I forgot about State of Origin. Yeah. It's the Y62. Oh, it moves just as I'm about to do it. The Y62 V8 petrol, it's not miles per gallon, it's the smiles per gallon. Yeah, they're a big vehicle, aren't they? And I'm looking forward to the Y63 Patrol. It's coming out this year, apparently. The Nissan Y63 Patrol, apparently they are going to a 6-cylinder petrol engine, twin turbo, I think. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Y63 Patrol looks like. They reckon it's going to be a big vehicle, and they reckon, a bit like the 300 series Land Cruiser, they reckon the 300 series 6-cylinder with a 10-speed auto is got more get up and go than what the 200 series have got. And Ronnie Dahl did a big thing with his big V8 79 series. These new 4-cylinder 76 and 79s with the 4-cylinder ends, the 2.8s, they've tweaked them that much. Apparently they've got more get up and go than the V8s and that. But longevity, who knows? When you work a small engine and you've got to work them that hard to get more power out of them, you start worrying about longevity of that engine. Whereas the big V8s, they're not working as hard. You probably get a longer life out of them. So Brad Howell was on. He could probably talk to us about that. But time will tell how the 300 series goes. I know Cam Wild's 300's looking cool. They're a beautiful looking vehicle. 101,000 for the base model before you put a bull bar on it, guys. Like, wow, big money, isn't it? 100 grand for a base model vehicle. The one with Toyota across, the sports one, they're 150 straight up. Do it Tuesday instead. Yeah, I'll let you know, Nikki. I'll ring Pete tomorrow, and if we can do it on Tuesday night or Thursday night, we will. We'll see how we go. everyone, I mean, it's a weeknight now and we've got 167 on. So it appears, and we haven't got daylight savings anymore. It's only 8:20. I reckon if me and Pete did a 2-hour, we go 7 to 9 at the most on a weeknight. Most people can stay up till 9 on a weeknight. So I'll ring Pete tomorrow, and it won't be on Wednesday. No way, not with Origin on. I forgot all about that. Thanks for reminding me, Roz. Bloody idiot, Rogers. Why didn't I even think of that? So Slacken has just said, Luke, Julie, and her mum stole some of my potholders. Please thank your parents for me. Oh, Lukey Reed he's talking about. He's Slacken saying, Lukey Reed, Julie, who's Slacken's wife, Julie and her mum stole some of my potholders. Please thank your parents for me for everything they've done for me. Yeah, and that's what I mean about this community. Well, Lukey Reed down in Launceston in Tasmania, Lukey's mum and dad, Brian and Sue, go on a big trip to Japan, and then they ended up in North America. They ended up in Canada, and they caught up with Mark Slacken in Toronto, and they had a great chat. I was talking to Brian on the phone, Mark, and he said about an hour and a half, 2 hours. They sat down and talked at Starbucks there across from where they were staying. Mark come out and they had stuff for Mark, and Mark's given them some stuff to bring back home. That's what I mean. That's all stuff like that's created through this community. It's not about me, guys. It's about the community and everyone interacting, and there's some great friendships being formed in this community, and they really have. And you can see it when you go to these camping events. You actually get to see a lot of you people in real life and sit down and have a chat. It's fantastic. It really is. Yeah, it is. State of Origin's a religion, Mike. Here it's Queensland, New South Wales. State of Origin, three games every year. It is a religion to Queenslanders and New South Welshmen. Not so much in the other states who play Australian rules football. But even when they have one in New South Wales, one in Queensland, and they usually have another game on neutral territory, usually in Melbourne, Adelaide, or Perth, which are, they don't play rugby league that much there. They're more Aussie rules states, which is a totally different game, but they still pack the stadiums out. People still love watching State of Origin. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's a bloody great part of the year. Just like the Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly right, mate. I guess to us, it's even bigger than the Super Bowl, whereas the Super Bowl is just two teams. It's like the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers, whereas that's more like our grand final, mate, where our two best sides in the NRL play in the grand final or the Super Bowl. This one's a representative game of all the 16, how many teams? 16 or 18? 17 teams. All 17 teams, there's a mixture of Queensland and New South Welshmen. The best Queenslanders and the best New South Welshmen, they put the maroon jersey on for Queensland and the blue jersey for New South Wales, and they hate each other. And you might have two teammates from the Sydney Roosters, for example. You got Lindsay Collins playing for Queensland, and you've got, well, he's not playing this game, but James Tedesco playing for New South Wales, but they're actually teammates in the competition. But State of Origin, they're bitter enemies. And it's mate against mate, state against state. And there's a lot of rivalry. And it's about, from now, I hate every New South Welshman with a passion. The cockroaches, it's bloody hate a cockroach time now. It's that time of the year where we're bitter enemies. And I won't say anything good about them. Especially if we lose. There'll be nothing good said about them. Yes, mate. Yeah, Pro Bowl. Pro Bowls where your best of your AFC take on the best of the NFC. But I've watched those games, Mike, and they're more of a fun game. They don't go 100% because of injuries and all that type of stuff. State of Origin, mate, is the other way around. They ramp it up tenfold. They're out there to kill each other. So Collins versus Crichton. Yeah, there you go. Lindsay Collins versus Angus Crichton. both Sydney Roosters players, Collins playing for Queensland and Angus Crichton playing for New South Wales. So probably good mates most of the year. Come Wednesday night, they'll be out to kill each other. Not literally, but they'll be out to smash each other anyway. All right, guys, I've probably forgotten to mention stuff. Got some great clips coming up. Part 2 and 3 coming up. I've got about 3 more cook-ups coming up. Get in there, support the channel, subscribe. It was great to see a lot of new names in the thing tonight. Really good to see. And I love seeing new people come on. It's great to see the old names, Marky Lavelle and Slacken and Nicky Slade and, Newey Joe, all these guys, all the same old names. It's great to see you on there. But I love seeing new names pop up too, which means hopefully you're watching my clips as well, guys. So Queenslander, absolutely, Nathan. Good luck to both teams. It's going to be a fantastic game. And I don't take losses well. When Queensland lose, like a bear with it. It's a big deal. Like when your team loses, because if Queensland lose, my phone will run hot. And the first one on it will be Russ Longson from the Townsville Chiefs. He's a big Blues supporter. It's good when you win. When you lose, the peanut gallery they come out of everywhere, wanting to rub it in because Queensland's lost. But we've got it up on a Black Diamond 4x4. You're one of them, mate. There's another one. Absolutely, mate. It's good to see new names like yours coming on the channel. Hope you enjoy the live feeds. Tonight's just been a general chit-chat about anything. Sometimes we do live feeds with special guests and all that. And I want to do another one soon where I'll put the link up and anyone can come on and say g'day. So I think we're onto something then. I know Rob Richmond did one the other day and some people came on. It's a really Chrissy Krug, no, I've forgotten how to play. I'd have to pray. I haven't been on the guitar for a couple of weeks, mate. And once I stop, I forget what I'm doing. I still know the chords, but I couldn't play that Slim Dusty song if I tried now. I'd need another half hour to practice before I could do it. And I don't think anyone wants to hear Slim Buckaroony anyway. I think that was just a one-off. So I was singing Tenterfield Saddler over the phone to Ken today. I said, where Gidgey went into the Tenterfield Saddler store where Peter Allen wrote the song about the bloke who made saddles in Tenterfield, little town in New South Wales. And I was singing the song over the phone. Ken goes, that should be your next song on the guitar, Tenterfield Saddler. I said, I don't think anyone will want to. One verse, a pub with no beer. I haven't done that one yet, Mr. Bullet, the pub with no beer. What did I do? A light's coming over the hill, and I love to have a beer with Duncan. Maybe pub with no beer. That might have to be my next song, Mr. Bullet. The pub with no beer, another great one from Slim Dusty. And what was the original pub with no beer? Was it down there near Maxville in New South Wales, or was it the one in Ingham? There's a bit of conjecture as to which is the actual pub, the pub with no beer. Apparently the one in Ingham, it got drunk dry by the Yanks in World War II. The Yanks drank it dry. There was no beer left, and that's why that was called the pub with no beer, because the American soldiers in World War II drank it dry, apparently. And then the one down in New South Wales, it had no beer because of floods or something. But I think the one Slim sang about may have been the New South Wales one. I'm not sure. Cattle Dog. That's the famous thing. Mike, if you're watching, we have a thing in there when there's a stoppage in play and we have a scrum where they pack against each other. And he's dead now, but the New South Wales coach was a real roughhead called Tommy Radonicus. And he used to have a call called Cattle Dog. And Cattle Dog was when the scrum packed. If someone yelled out Cattle Dog, it meant you just had to start fighting. It was like you're not allowed to punch in that anymore. You get sent off. But back in those days, someone would go, Cattle Dog, and it'd be just the scrum would come up and it'd just erupt. And it'd be like bloody 20 players just bashing each other after the Cattle Dog call. But they are not allowed to do that anymore. If you actually throw a clenched fist now, you get sent off for 10 minutes. They've tried to crack down on the punching on. Ice hockey Ice hockey, it's still on in there, isn't it? They have some good punch-ups in ice hockey. Love it. Love it. They bloody take the helmets off, throw the sticks down, and they get into it on the thing. And it's funny to see. It really is. Anyway, all right, guys, I better go. Been on too long. An hour 30, that's enough for a Wednesday night. Good luck to everyone, whatever team you support next Wednesday night. And I'll get in touch with you about Pete from WA Camping. It won't be on Wednesday night, let me tell you. Bring back the grasshopper. We used to have a referee called Barry Gomersall. He was a Queensland referee, and he was so much a one-eyed Queenslander. Like, Queensland would never lose when Barry Gomersall was refereeing. He was too one-eyed. It was almost embarrassing. But Barry Gomersall's a referee for this state of origin. Queensland's going to win because Barry was a one-eyed Queenslander. Oh, dear. More Slim Buckaroony live. Oh, no, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, mate. Anyway, good night, all. Good night, Mike, Steve W., Andy Riches, Phil Weber, all you guys overseas. Thank you so much for tuning in, or anyone else. Nathan Shillen and young Chloe. And is that rain? Yeah, pissing down rain outside again. Unbelievable. Jennifer G., if you see this, happy birthday to Robbie for today. Tell him I hope he had a great thing. I was pissed and had no pina colada for 2 days. Speaking of pina coladas, Rob the Wanderer's over in, actually, he's in Guyana at the moment, which is it's like a West Indian thing, but it's actually on the South American continent. It's where Clive Lloyd was from. The T20 Cricket World Cup, and Rob the Wanderer's over there doing that. He landed in Dallas, I think, and he was getting a flight from Dallas to Guyana, however you say it, which is on the northeast of South America, near Venezuela, apparently, which is a bit of a hothead country at the moment. But Guyana is like a British type thing, and they play cricket there, and it's Guyanans play as part of the West Indian cricket team. So, yeah, Rob the Wanderer's there at the moment. He must be doing all the speakers and all that stuff for the T20. Well, what a fantastic thing. He's over there for a month, guys. So, anyway, good night, everyone. I've got some great clips coming up from my last camping event. What a great thing. Hopefully we'll get down to Bivouac Junction soon if it's not raining. Got to keep our eye on the thing. If you're over in West Aussie, I hope you do get some rain. Apparently it's on its way. Apparently it's very dry over in West Aussie. Hope you get some good rain. I wish it would just piss off here. We've had a gutful. And even Roz knows I whinge about the rain all the time. I like the rain at times, but not. It's been raining non-stop since Cyclone Jasper came over in February or whatever it was. Oh, Rafa just dropped one, and it stinks. He's crooking the belly, this lad. He's just let one go, and it's... My God. He is rotten. I don't know. We've got him off the dog food and that now. We're just giving him steamed chicken breast because his belly's been that upset on tin dog food and that, and probably all the shit I feed him. If you see, watch my clips, what he eats out camping. No, that's probably why his belly's been eating bloody rib fillet steak, quiches. What else were you having, Raph? Monte Carlo biscuits. He was eating all sorts of stuff. But anyway, we've got him back onto the steamed chicken now. Try and settle his belly down. Probably all the shit I feed him doesn't help him either, the poor bugger. It's still hanging around, Mike. It's like I need that Ryobi chainsaw to cut through it. It's that thick. Rafa, stinky ass. I'm going to put you out in the rain in a minute so you can go out there. My God. I walked into he dropped one in the lounge room today. I walked into the kitchen and it was like I'd hit a brick wall. I heard Roz go, oh! And I walked into the kitchen and it just hit me like a thick fog. It was just putrid. Anyway, poor little fella. I think he might have to go outside for a shit right now as soon as I finish this. All right, good night, everyone. You probably didn't need to know that. Adelaide's having its driest spell in 100 years. Wow. Well, KVTNN vlogs, I saw today there's a big moist front coming across Western Australia and coming right across the whole country. South Aussie, Victoria, New South Wales, and Southern Queensland, and even the Northern Territory and that. So there's a lot of rain on the way. Hopefully, all you places that don't get enough rain, I wish I could send some to you because we get too much here. It's ridiculous. See you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We had 176 on there at one stage. Absolutely fantastic. Good night. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon, eh? Beauty. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Up the Maroons.